Okay, this is Geometry is Easy, Geometry of Straight Lines, and it is question number 7b. So it says to you here, ADH is parallel to FBC. So here is ADH, and it is parallel to FBC. Okay, check here, these funny little arrows. See these little arrows? These arrows just show you that the line is going off into forever. They're not actually showing you the parallel line arrows. The parallel line arrows are these ones actually on the side here. So it says to you ADH is parallel to FBC. Now it says to you D1. So first we must find D1. So here's D, there's D1. Okay, and it says D1, how is it related to A2? Well, if you look at D1 and A2, okay, can you see, I can see an F over here. If I were to have a look, A2, D1, so we call F angles corresponding angles. So these are corresponding angles, okay, but AB is not necessarily parallel to DG. Can you see? There's no arrow here. See, I've just drawn in arrows. Those arrows don't exist. So because they don't exist, then this F shape, it's still making corresponding angles, but D1 is not equal to A2 because the lines are not parallel. So I can say there that they are corresponding angles, but what is this? AB is not parallel. So I draw that parallel thing. I draw the two lines parallel. I put a cross through them. Where have I got? AB is not parallel to DC. Now it says to you, look at E1. Where's E? Where's E? Here's E1. Okay. And look at B2. Okay. So there's E1 and B2. Now have a look here. I've got a parallel line here, a line here, and a line there. So I've actually got a nice lying down F over here. Can you see here inside my F? There's my long F. But now these are also corresponding angles. Okay, so we can write corresponding, and I'm going to shorten the angles to this angles. And FBC is parallel to ADH, so they are corresponding angles on parallel lines, and if they're corresponding angles on parallel lines, they will be equal. Then it says to you, have a look at A1 and D2. So here's A, here's A1, and here is D2. So now these are on either side of a transversal. Can you see this line here? These ones are on either side of that line, so I can turn them into a Z. Can you see my Z over here? Okay, and then they are sitting inside my Z here. So these are, what do we call? Alternate angles. Okay, but AB is not parallel to DC. So AB is not parallel to DC, so these two are not equal. Then we've got D1 and C2. Let's put another more interesting color here. D1, here's D1, and where is C2? Here is C2 over here. So if you have a look, watch, I can make a zigzaggy thing. So one is on top of my transversal and the other one is below. So I'm making this nice zigzag shape, an N or a Z. Okay, so these are alternate angles. Now, where are my parallel lines? Remember, when we started this question, here is the one line and it is parallel to this other line. Remember, you can extend the line a little bit if it helps you think. And here's my transversal. So you can see my green markings are clearly making a Z here. So these are alternate angles and they are on parallel lines, which means they will be equal. So now let's have a look here at the next one. It says B2 and C1. So remember B2, 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 where's B? B2, okay, and where is C1? Look, here is a line, a transversal, and they are on either side of that line. So you can see there's a Z here, okay. So these two angles, they are alternate angles, but they are not on parallel lines, okay. AB is not parallel to DC, because can you see AB is my top line, DG, am I calling it DC? Well, it is DC, it's DCG. So they're not parallel, so these two are not equal. My goodness, that handwriting. These two are not equal. Now it says to you what's going on with C1 and D2. So here is C1, okay, and D2, here is D2 over here. Now these two are on the same side of my transversal, and I can see a nice F over here. Can you see this nice F over here? So these are corresponding angles, okay, because there's an F lying on its back there. So these are corresponding angles. Are they on parallel lines? Yes, they are on parallel lines, so these two are going to be equal. Then what's the next one? It says, let's have a look here, A2 plus B2. A2, here's A2, and there is B2. Okay, can you see these ones belong in a C or a U shape? So what kind of angles are they when they're in this cup shape? They are co-interior angles, so we can call them co-interior angles. Now have a look, where are my parallel lines? Here are my parallel lines. So these two are actually going to equal 180 because they are on parallel lines. Now it says to you what happens with A2 and D2. Where is A2 and D2? Here's A2. Okay, here is D2. And if we have a look here, can we make the little cuppy shape? We can make a C here. We can make a perfectly in the right direction C. And here's the one angle. And here's the other angle. So these are co-interior angles because they're making the C shape. Are they going to equal to 180? No, they are not, because remember this line is not parallel to that line. So we can say AB is not parallel to CD. Next we have B2 and C2. Okay, B2, B2, here's B2 and C2. Okay, can you see I can make a backwards C, or if you want to think about it as a U. They're in there. They are indeed my little co-interior angles again. So we can say co-interior angles. But the problem is, are these two on parallel lines? No, because if you have a look, AB is not parallel to CD. So this will not be equal to 180. And then the last one here is B2 plus A2. So here is B2 and here is A2. And if you have a look, I can go up, across, and down. Okay, and these are indeed inside. They are co-interior because I'm making that C shape. Okay, now which sides are holding them in? Which sides are holding them in? This parallel side and this parallel side. So they are co-interior angles on parallel lines. So they will add up to 180. They are supplementary.